you know, doing all the survey questions. Nobody cares. Okay. Hi guys. So today I am doing Narimon, Alex Day's 2012 YouTube survey. There are 6 questions and I am going to answer each one of them. Imagine that. Oh my god. Now, in reference to the YouTube name getbookish, that would be because Les and I wanted to find a YouTube name that was related to books. Bookish was already taken. Don't know who that person is. They didn't do anything on their account, so we took getbookish instead, which I think works pretty well. In terms of my name, Rebecca, my parents chose it because they wanted a strong name that could have a lot of nicknames, because Rebecca can have Becca, Becky, Bex, Reba, like I've had so many nicknames, so my parents definitely picked well on that front. And what's funny is actually one time I was going through some old stuff in our house and I actually found a list that my parents had made of all the baby names that I could possibly be named, and I remember Jillian was on the list and some other ones, but I know that my parents didn't know what sex I was going to be when I was born. I would have been Brian if I was a boy. Mr. Polly was my senior year band teacher at my high school. He came in after my old teacher had gone back to get her master's degree, and Mr. Polly was just awesome. He kind of helped to revamp the whole band and music program, really, and I would spend study halls helping, actually Les and I would spend study halls helping him sort old music and whatnot, selling old instruments. He was just a really fun, interesting, engaged person, and I'm really glad to have had him for my teacher, even if it only was for 1 year. Now, to some people, this might not be too strange, but to me, yeah, it was weird. I was in Quebec, I was on the Gaspé Peninsula, and I was eating at a restaurant that we had kind of gone to as a whole group. I was on a tour, so it was like we all went here to eat and we all had kind of preset menus, so you didn't really get to choose. And I got handed this bowl of stuff, just like it was a soup, but the stuff in the soup had tentacles, and there was like mussels and more normal things, and then there was stuff with tentacles, and it was just, oh god, it was so gross. Other people liked it. I just don't have a thing for seafood too much. I really only like shrimp, and other than that, it just kind of grosses me out. I was in 8th grade, and one of the local bands where I grew up was playing a show at one of the bigger venues. This place is called Higher Ground, and the band was, at that point, was called Class Clown. They've renamed themselves since then, and I actually don't even know if they still exist. But I remember going, and I was wearing like high heels, as was all my friends. Like, we had never really been to a concert before, and so we spent like a couple hours standing in heels at this concert, kind of like, oh, this is like fun, because we didn't really know them. We just kind of went to support them as members of, you know, the community where they had grown up. So yeah, and I remember I got a shirt that was like really homemade. It said Class Clown on it, and it was like 3 sizes too big. And I still have it somewhere. But yeah, my first gig really wasn't that awesome. No. I have since been to much better concerts. Now, as a lover of travel, I don't really have a particular place that I love above all others, because I haven't been to that many places around the world. Like, I've been to plenty of places in the US and some places in Canada, but other than that, not too many other places. So in terms of one of my favorite places that I have been to so far is actually Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. I don't know if any of you have ever been there before, but it is amazing. You go, you arrive in the area where the caves are, and you have no idea that underneath you are these gigantic caverns. It's amazing. And then you go in, you take an elevator down so many hundreds of feet, and you just end up in this vast, I don't even know, they have a name for it, which I have since forgotten because it's been a couple years since I've been there. But you just walk, you follow this specially made path, and you can see where when they first found it back in like the 1920s, 1930s, people had built these old ladders to kind of climb down to check it out even more, and some of them are still there. And we actually went on this special tour and that went off from the main area, and we all had lanterns, and at one point we were in these back caves and they had us all turn the lanterns off, and we were sitting there in pitch black. You could not see anything. Like, I was doing this and I could not see anything. If you want complete and utter darkness, go into a cave that is hundreds of feet down and turn off your light, because it is just the ultimate pitch black. It was crazy. Like, thank God we had a way to put the light back on, because we never would have found our way out of there. I'm getting way too into this cave thing, but yes, Carlsbad Caverns is amazing. If you haven't been, you need to go. I am going to tag Katie of Chapter Stacks. I'm going to tag Jessie the Reader, and I'm going to tag Alicia from Alicia Reads. I will link them below so you guys, everybody else, can go check them out because they're all awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to leave any comments about anything that I said. You can, of course, subscribe to us on YouTube if you like what you saw, and you can follow us on Twitter, friend or follow us on Goodreads, and I will see you guys later.